He's not the keeper of the phone book. He needs to be in here having class. Nope, I don't. Page 9. Students at a middle school are organizing 3 fundraising projects to raise money. The 8th grade will sell calendars. The 7th grade will sell popcorn. The 6th grade will sell posters. Each grade picks a different goal for its fundraiser. The 3 grades are competing to see which grade will reach its fundraising goal first. The fundraising goal for each grade is displayed on a banner in front of the principal's office. This is the only place you're going to see those 3 fundraising goals written, is right here. That way. That way. 6th grade's goal is to raise $300. The 7th grade goal is to raise $450. And the 8th grade goal is to raise $150. Your problem begins on page 10, so turn to page 10. The students wrote some claims about the fundraising goals on slips of paper and gave them to the principal to read over the loudspeaker during the morning announcement. Decide whether each claim is true and then explain your reasoning. So for each one of these, we're on part A. There are 7 different people who have written a comparison. Either it's true or it's false, and you're going to have to show some justification as to why you choose true or false. So we're going to put a letter for each person. So it's A through G. I would leave a little bit of room, maybe 1 space between each alphabet so that you can justify your answers. And if you don't have a calculator, take a minute to go to the back and get one. To keep from having to flip that page back and forth, because we're going to be justifying 7 different statements. At the top of your paper, it will be a good idea to write down the goals for all 3 grade levels so you don't have to keep flipping that page back and forth as we discuss these. So Marcus is our first statement, and he has made the statement that the 6th grade goal is $150 more than the 8th grade goal. So we know that the 8th grade is $150, and $150 more than that is how much? $300. So it said that the 6th grade goal is the same thing as adding 150 to the 8th grade goal. Is that a true statement? Yes, because the 6th grade was 300. So that statement is true, and we verified it here. Because we added 150 to 8th grade, and they said that that is the same as the 6th grade, and that is a true statement. Kimmy says that when the 6th graders met their goal, they will have raised 2/3 of the 7th grade goal. So let's take the 7th grade goal, $450. How many parts are we breaking that into? What's the denominator in that fraction? 3. So we're breaking 450 into 3 equal parts. How many is in each part if I do that? 150? But the numerator says, I want 2 of those parts. How much is 2 of 150? 300. And so they said that the 6th grade will have raised 2/3 of what the 7th graders raised. And we just figured out that 2/3 of 450 is 300, and that is what 6th grade goal is. So is this a true or false statement? True. So B will be true also. Lakeisha says that the 8th grade goal is half of 6th grade's goal. Well, let's take 6th grade's goal and divide it in half. That's dividing it by 2. What do I get? 150. Now, they just said that that was the 8th grade's goal. Is 150 the 8th grade goal? Yes. So then this is a true statement as well. Andre says that for every dollar 8th grade plans to raise, the 6th graders plan to raise $2. So for every $1 8th grade plans to raise, the 6th grade plans to raise $2. That means that the 6th grade should be twice the amount as 8th grade. So is 150 times 2 the same thing as 6th grade? Yes. Yes. 150 times 2 is 300. That means for every $1 that 8th grade is going to raise, the 6th grade is going to raise twice that, because $2 is twice $1. And that would make 6th grade go 300, so that is also a true statement. E is Ben. It says for every $60 the 6th grade plans to raise, the 7th graders plan to raise $90. What is a good way to check that? For every $60 that the 8th grade plans to raise, the 6th grade plans to raise, the 7th grade plans to raise $90. So 60 plus 60 more is 120, plus 60 more is 180, plus 60 more is 240, plus 60 more is 300, and that's their goal. So how many chunks of 60 is that? 5. So let's do the same thing for 90 until we get up to the 7th grade goal, because it did say that for every $60 they raise, 7th grade plans on raising 90. So that's 90, 180, 270. And then we're at 450. So that's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chunks that gets them to their goal of $450. So it's proportional. So that is a true statement, because you could take $60 times 5 to get the $300 that they're raising. But you could have also taken the $90 times 5 to have gotten you to 450. It being you did the same exact thing to one that you had to do to the other to get them to the goals that they were at. So far they have all been true statements. We're on statement F, which says that the 6th grade goal is 200% of the 8th grade goal. What is 100% of the 8th grade goal? Isn't 100% the whole thing?
No.
100% is all of it. It's the 150. So if 100% is 150, 200% would be adding 150 again. This would be 100%, 200% would still be $300. So 200% of the 8th grade goal is still the 6th grade goal. So that still is a true statement. So either they're all going to be true or we're going to have one false statement. The last statement says, for every $3 the 8th grade plans to raise, the 7th grade plans to raise $1. Now that's very similar to the other one where it said for every $1 the 8th grade plans to raise, the 6th grade plans to raise $2. So we just doubled it. So if we look at 7th grade's $1, it says for every $3 the 8th grade plans to raise, the 7th grade plans to raise $1. So that means 8th grade would be 3 times the 7th grade. We already know it's not even close to being half of the 7th grade, much less being 3 whole times 7th grade. So is this going to be a true or a false statement? False. What's 450 times 3? They're saying 8th grade should be 1,350. Is it? No. So then it's going to be a false statement. So that's saying that 450 times 3 should equal 150, and it doesn't. And so that's the only one that is a false statement from part A of our problem today. Any questions about part A? Now, part B wants you to write 3, but for time's sake, we're going to only do 2. Part B wants you to write your own true statement by comparing 2 of these fundraising goals. So you can write your own true statement by comparing 6th grade to 7th, 6th grade to 8th, 7th grade to 8th. You might choose to compare 8th grade to the total of everybody's fundraising, 6th grade to the total. You might want to compare 6th to the 7th and 8th grade total, or 7th to 6th and 8th grade total. So there's different ways that you can do it. You don't necessarily have to just choose 1 to 1. You can do 1 to all of it, or 1 to 2 others. Just be creative in how you're looking at the numbers. So for part B, right underneath here, you're going to write 2 true statements just like these, or similar to these, that compare 2 quantities here that are given to you, the 6th, 7th, and 8th. So I'm going to give you a minute to talk to the people at your table and come up with 2 true statements that are comparing those fundraising goals. After that, we only have C left, which is for us to come up with the teacher's goal, what they have set for their fundraiser.